Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Nautilus Art Show. My name is Joseph, and today I decided to do a Joy of Bob Ross that would be, I guess, a little bit more like the actual show, The Joy of Painting. We're going to do a little painting here, and I want you guys to join along. We're going to change that, and I'm going to prepare the canvas as he does. Perfect. So, I hope you guys are prepared for the new year. If you're already in the new year, anywhere in Europe or across the pond, as they call, have as many celebrations as you can. You guys deserve it. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a landscape painting, Bob Ross style. We're going to serve it up nice and toasty. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We're going to have a good time. We're just going to talk and chat and just, have a generally good time. I'm going to start off in this bluish area here. That's the color I've chosen. I've already got the brush set at the size I want. I don't like going too big because, it's not fun that way. So we're going to start off with basic brush strokes. We're just going to have a little bit of fun today. We're going to talk. We're going to chill. I've been told that on my gaming channel, which you should go subscribe to, the Nautilus Game Show, that I have a very soothing voice to listen to. By a new viewer who watched one of my latest gaming videos said I have a very soothing voice when I read things. Because I've been playing some games very recently on the channel that are more narrative based, and so I was given a very nice compliment by a new viewer saying that they enjoyed the way I talked and the way I read things. It was very soothing to them. It was like an ASMR thing, which is honestly kind of similar to the way The Joy of Painting was, the series that Bob Ross did before he passed away, God rest his soul. The Joy of Painting was a show that was on PBS 13 or WLIW 21, which is a New York, Long Island channel. And it was a half-hour series, only really reaching an hour if he was doing like a specialty viewing. And during the series, what he would do is he would have his regular old-fashioned double-stretch pre-prime canvas. He had a very selective size that he chose, and what he would do is he would do a nice little landscape painting. It was never the same painting each week. It was always a different style, different type of painting, and it was honestly one of the most soothing things to watch as a kid. And you would think as a kid, you're like, you're not going to be interested in that stuff. Actually, I was very interested in that stuff. That stuff I was glued to my television watching The Joy of Painting. And that's why I do this series today. That's why I paint stuff in Bob Ross's style, because he is honestly the first teacher I've ever had. He taught me everything, pretty much. And you know what? You don't forget your first teacher. Someone like that is pretty much irreplaceable these days. And I used to do videos like this in the beginning of this series, The Joy of Bob Ross. I used to talk in them, but then I decided, no one's gonna watch like 30 minutes of someone just talking about a painting or talking about the painting in general. But then, as time went on with the channel and I stopped caring about what people thought about my videos, because, well, let's just be brutally honest here and upfront, YouTube doesn't really care about painters and artists. We have to claw and scratch our way to get to even land on someone's front page. It sucks, but it's the truth, As much as I don't want to admit it, even going into my third year, yes, this will be the third year of my channel, I'm not really viewed in the same light as other YouTubers, and you know what? I knew it was gonna happen. I knew stuff like that was gonna happen, you know. I knew that I would not be, you know, seen nearly as positively as other YouTubers, and you know, it's just something you have to deal with, you know. Alright, we got our sky, we got our ground. Let's get some clouds going though. I'm gonna go a little bigger on the clouds today. We're gonna make the clouds as big and bolsterous as I want them to be, you know, and you can do your clouds any way you want, you know. If I were to just go back down from here, it would go to the gray side. It would not go to the other side. So what you want to do is you want to kind of do that. And then, you know, kind of start again. What I'm doing is I'm trying to make the tops of the clouds as bright as possible, but you're only going to be seeing like a little bit of each cloud, you know. The majority of the cloud is going to kind of disappear into the sky, as clouds usually do. You know? Well, you want to go back up? Look at that. Another big bolsterous cloud right there. You know, and once again, like I said, I would never do any landscapes when I was younger. I never tried to paint them. I would, you know, but I couldn't not look at them, you know. I couldn't not watch the Bob Ross program, The Joy of Painting, because I was too enthralled in it. I was like enamored by it, you know. It was like, my God, what he's able to do on a canvas defies all reality, you know. It doesn't make any stinking sense. It just doesn't, I don't know. It doesn't seem like something like that should be feasibly able to be done, you know. But yeah, it's all good because reality is what you make of it, you know. Anything, anyone could become a painter, you know, or anyone could become an artist, and that's what Bob Ross believed. And you know, although he did rag on on modern artists a lot, because, and I can understand why. I can see where he was coming from with that, especially since most modern art looks like you call, okay, you attach the stick to a wall and you're calling that, you know, art. There are some people that might take offense to that. You know, I'm just saying. I'm not saying that it's not art, but you know, other people are like, I worked like 10 hours on a painting of, you know, a city landscape, and what you were able to submit to the MoMA or to whatever museum you happen to be a part of, or that happens to be in your city. You pretty much brought your plates and crushed them and then put them together on a canvas, you know, and you're telling people that this is art. Well, you know, I think a lot of people forget, and I'm sure Bob Ross, you know, I'm sure he had the basic, like, understanding that art is subjective, so he was probably ragging on people because he knew that people were going to be like, oh, he doesn't think art, you know, that's real art and stuff like that. And I'm sure he completely thought art was subjective, because anyone could look at a Bob Ross painting and be like, no, that's, what are you talking about? That's art? This guy is creating art? Are you kidding me? And anyone would be like, yeah, no, that's real art. And then they're like, all right, so what's fake art? You know? Well, let's keep going here. Obviously, we have to do a mighty mountain. It wouldn't be a Joy of Bob Ross video if there wasn't an old mighty mountain, you know? So yeah. That's honestly, though, how I got started, was watching him create these insane masterpieces. You know, I would consider them masterpieces. Other people may not, because they're like, oh, you know, he probably didn't even see himself as a master painter or whatever like that. But you know, you'd be kind of dumb to not realize that the man had one hell of a vision for what he was doing. You know. Now, normally, before I got my this art style that I do now, I would be blending the bottom of the mountain as Bob Ross does, but honestly, everything kind of blends together already. You see, the reason that this art style now works for me is because if you go to advanced here, I have it set to rotate to stroke. If I were to change it to off, then it would be more smooth, and then I would, you know, and then I would be blending. But the rotate to stroke helps kind of blend everything together, especially the background color. See, the blue in the background is coming through. Just kind of makes it easier to just mix everything. So you see, it kind of, everything just kind of dissipates at the bottom here. But then again, it's darkest at one moment, and then it kind of gets lighter as it moves away from the original, you know, source. So, you know, this is just, honestly, I don't know all the mumbo jumbo, all the lingo, but if, you know, if anyone wants to correct me in the comments, feel free. I ain't gonna hold it against you if you're like, no, this guy's an artist, he doesn't even know like what he's talking about, man. I don't have to. I just gotta do the painting. And that's all this channel is about. It's about painting, you know? Alright, so here, let's just finish this out down here. Alright, we got a big old mountain coming down here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go, since the background is blue, we're gonna do this. But we're going to go on this side. We're going to go on the grayer side. So we have like this sort of, this type of bluish here. And you don't want the, you know, you don't want it to be the same size. You want to go a little smaller. So what we're going to do is we're going to start coming in here. And just do a little things here and there. You know? That's the way it is. Now, obviously, this side has to have some sort of color too, so you just do. Yeah, that's the way Bob Ross would do it. And once again, I've been applying the Bob Ross method of painting to pretty much everything I do now. I'm not looking for anything anatomically correct or, you know, stuff like that. I just want a basic idea. You know? You know, you want to keep some of the black in there because the black helps define, you know, that there's still like natural rock occurring. You know, it's just the way that I think life works. I actually had a I actually had a Vine recently, or not a Vine, a TikTok recently, where I asked the audience what they thought was the most powerful colors, and I said black was a really powerful color. You know, I think it is. I mean, you go outside and you look at like complete darkness and everything like that. It's powerful stuff, man. You know. And you can take it as whatever, you know. I'm just like, yeah. It's one of the most intense colors out there, man. You know, I think it's one of the most intense colors out there. You know. But then again, so is like there are certain purples that are super intense, you know. All right, so now go back to here. And this isn't going to be that like grandiose of whatever, you know. We're going to get in here, bring this down a little bit. We just want to finish the grass over here. Once again, everything kind of just moves into the background here. And then what you can even do is, if you want to, you could always, you know, build more. We'll keep it at that. We'll build more rocks down here. You know, if you wanted to, you know, you really don't have to. You can, once again, as Bob Ross used to say, this is your world. Do what you want with it. You know. But it's that simple to do stuff like that, you know. I think we need some sort of a road here. Now this is going to be the part that's kind of tricky. So the way I do it is I kind of just go back and forth. And I'm probably going to make this bigger, actually. There we go, that should be fine. You don't want to go too big because you're still trying to get that kind of crumbliness, I guess you could call it. You know? So we got some sort of a little path here that leads up to the mountain. We're gonna probably go with like a grayish color. Yeah, there we go. I like that. A grayish brown color, we're gonna go to like right here. Bring it to like right there. That should be fine. We'll start off. Nope. Actually, lighter is farther away, so we'll do this. Do a little up here. There we go. But then we're gonna get darker. Because once again, you can't have the light without the dark. You know? Light casts a shadow. As beautiful a color as like white is, black is equally, if not more beautiful to me. Because it really shows you just how fragile and fickle we are. Yeah, you know, if you want to take it like that. And then what you want to do is you want to come over here with the... This is starting to shape up. Alright, we got ourselves a little road. And you can always work on the road how you want to, you know. You know, you always add more darkness in certain areas if you wanted to. Make it look like there's, you know, like some accents up here somewhere if you want to. You don't really have to, you know, you can do whatever you want, but it is what it is. Just got ourselves a little path here. A little bit of a little rocky little path here. Maybe we'll have some of the grass going through in one area here. It kind of breaks it up a little bit, you know. We'll make it a little thinner up there. Because that looks more realistic, you know, if you're thinking about it. It looks a little bit more realistic here. Maybe we'll add some... Oh no, what do you think? Maybe we should add a little bit of like a reddishness up here somewhere. Just to accent it, make it be like, yeah, there's some naturally occurring colors of stone here somewhere, you know? Once again, you don't have to go crazy, just here and there and everywhere. You know, just pretend that it's kind of just poking out at random spots, you know. Gives it a little bit of flavor, a little bit of spice, you know. And of course, you can go a little darker too, if you want to. Okay. Now, it would not be a Bob Ross painting or Bob Ross style of painting, rather, if we didn't have a big old tree, right? I mean, that's just kind of the way things are, right? Now, I've tried doing, you know, branches and stuff on here, and I've gotten pretty successful with it. We're going to the best of our abilities, create a nice big old tree here. Now, usually he starts from the top down, but I usually do it this way. I start from the ground up. Because of the way that this brush works, you're starting with the thickest point here, and then you're working your way up. And then if you wanted to do a tree, you could, you know. You really don't have to. You could do a tree that's even smaller. You know, let's do that to make it look more realistic. And of course, obviously, we're dealing with a tree here, so it's going to have so now, the question, my friends, is how thick do we want these branches? We got some branches here. Let's do a little bit of that. Alright, so we got ourselves a standard looking tree here. We can obviously make as many branches as we want. You know, the world is our oyster. That's a pretty decent looking tree right there. Let us try a couple different methods to create the branch effect. You know, let's see what happens. We're going to try this out in real time. You guys are going to be here with me as it happens. So, alright, so obviously, no. What was this one? Let us find out. Fine pencil. No, we don't want that. Canvas splatter brush. I have this like kind of set up already. Interesting. Oh. It's TikTok. Someone liked one of my videos. Once again, I don't remember what I used in the past, but I kind of like the way this is looking right now, actually. To be brutally honest, if I could do that. I have it kind of set to soft. So let's bring that softness out of here. I kind of like that. Alright, we're gonna give. Alright, we're gonna. Actually, I kind of like this. Kind of looks interesting, you know. It's very thick branched tree. Let's do this first. Let's bring this up a little bit more, and then we're gonna go up to, where was it? Spacing. I'm gonna space it out just a little bit more. We're gonna reel back here a little bit. Hey, that's not looking too bad, actually. Okay. You know, I think that'll do just fine for today's painting, at least. Once again, not looking to go exactly into too much detail here. We're just doing a very basic painting today, you know? And then we'll just kind of... Nope, too much. And we'll just make some sort of like... do a little bit of that. Go back down here. What we're trying to do is we're trying to make it so that there's a divide amongst, you know, the roots that are in the ground. You gotta plant your roots, you know. Yeah, and I think what we'll do is we'll go back in here, come back in here, and we'll extend the tree a little bit out. Kind of make it look like it's kind of dissolving into the sky. And then what we can do is also come in here, and being very light about it, we can just kind of, you know, just kind of show that the branches are still there, you know. You know, we don't have to go crazy, like, obviously we know that there are branches there and everything, you know. That kind of looks good, actually. I kind of like that, you know. Maybe what I'll do, let's just see something real quick, and then here and that's better. That's much better. Yeah, that looks a little better. That looks much more natural. Yeah, so let's do a couple of finishing touches here. And I think we'll call this one a painting. Just in time, too. We're almost at the 30-minute mark. Which is, you know, usually how long these take. So honestly, I could have been doing this from the beginning. You know, I don't like spending too much time, you know, on these paintings. Because obviously, you know, now that I have this new style, you know, I really don't have to focus too much on, you know, working on them for hours and hours on end. Just kind of, you know, I'm not looking for perfection here. I'm looking for, just kind of looking for, you know, minor details just to give, you know, some sort of look at something, you know. You know, you don't have to go crazy on a painting. If you can avoid it, by all means avoid it, you know. Some people like to spend hours and hours on end on art pieces, and, you know, I applaud them for their efforts. You know. Yeah, there's this one artist that I follow on Twitter, you know, who Soma Artist, at Soma Artist. Philip Ulrich is his real name, and he is fantastic. He is a digital artist like me, but he spends hours upon hours. He live streams a lot of what he does, so, you know. So if you want to follow him, I'll put a link in the description to his stuff, you know. But yeah, I think we'll call that a painting today. Nice and simple. Didn't have to be anything too crazy. You know, we weren't looking for extremes here. We weren't looking for absolute insanity. Just something to get us through the day. The last minute there. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll call that a painting. All right, let's sign it. I'll save it after, you know, after I end the video, because sometimes saving it takes a very long time, and I don't want to have you guys just kind of like, oh my god, this save thing takes forever, because it does, you know, because I keep this program booted at all times. There we go. All right, here it is. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this thoroughly. It's been a long time since I've done a video like this. If you want to help support this channel in any sort of way, you can subscribe and click the bell icon. I also have a second channel called the Nautilus Game Show. I do gameplay on there. Indie horror games and GeoGuessr is what I do. I try to support the indie gamers, indie developers and stuff like that on there, as well as play GeoGuessr because it's just a whole lot of fun, and I'm going to probably play it until I'm 95 years old. But thank you guys so much for watching, and also, I do have a merch store for my art show here. It's called the nautilusartshow.com, and you can support me by buying any of the merch I have linked on there. Would really be appreciated if you guys did. Link is in the description always, and you can check out what merch I have there and support me if you want to. I just put out a new sticker. It was meant just as a gift for one of my uncles, but you know, it's for sale now. It's the bald eagle portrait I did. I turned it into a sticker because he wanted to put it on his motorcycle helmet. So you can buy it if you're a motorcyclist and you want to just have a really cool sticker to put on your helmet. You know, just a thought. But anyway, guys, happy new year. Go into 2022 with a lot of positivity, and of course remember to never stop creating. Okay, I love you guys. Bye bye.